So, when you ask me about the gang thing, I want to say, yeah, I associate with them, if that's okay with you.
We can say it however you want to say it. All right, Junior.
Yes, sir.
Junior, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
From Orange County, Santa Ana.
And tell me about your family. You had mom and dad?
Mom and dad still alive. Hardworking Mexican family. Brother and sister. I could say I lived a good life,
A good childhood?
A good childhood. Just bad people were surrounding me.
You took to the streets?
Yes, sir.
What age did that start happening?
I started really young, probably my 8th grade year in junior high school. I started meeting people here and there, and that's when I first started smoking marijuana. I tried cocaine when I was a freshman in high school, and then it just kind of escalated from there.
Yeah. You get into like jail time, prison time?
Yes, sir.
When did that start?
I started at 18. I went to county for drugs. Then I got busted for robberies, drug sales, stuff like that.
How much time have you done?
I've done a couple of terms in prison. I've done a lot of county time. I've been to a few. I did a couple of violations in prison.
LA County?
I've been in LA County. I've been in San Bernardino County. I've been to Orange County. So
is LA County? I hear terrible things about LA County jail, that it's worse than prison.
I'll put it to you like this. It took me 2 days just to get a bed. I had to sleep in cement, at a cement bench for almost 50 hours before I even got in bed. So, yeah. And I've seen some rats in there. I don't know how they got in there, but there was rats in the cells. I remember I was in the Old County Jail. There was 4 bunks, and there were 6 people in the cell. So yeah, it's bad.
So what is it? I mean, you had family, you had mom and dad,
Yes.
but still the streets were attractive?
It wasn't even that. It was just my parents worked. I had so much free time to myself. And my dad cannot read or write, so he never really helped me with my homework, so I didn't care about homework or doing this and that. And then I had my friends who, hey, come over here, let's go do this. All right, let's go, boom. So I started going that direction.
What do you blame most? Is it just the friends you had?
You know what, I'm not that person that blames other people because we all have a choice. I for a long time I blamed my dad because he didn't have time for me, but it was really just I just made poor decisions. I didn't maximize my time for positive stuff. It was always negative stuff. I was always trying to find the next hustle. That's one thing about me. I'm always trying to hustle. I'm always trying to make another dollar, even when I was younger. So, because we were poor. So I always try to go that avenue, what can I do to make money?
Yeah, I mean, by saying blame, I'm assuming that you have regrets about some of your decisions?
I have a lot of regrets.
Yeah.
I regret people that I've hurt, not only emotionally, but physically. I regret, the route that I've taken because so many people told me I had potential, and I use all my, I don't know, I guess my good traits for negative stuff, crime, the life of crime.
What do you blame most for the environment that you created those decisions, that made you make those decisions? Was it the poverty? Was it?
Yeah, for a moment, it was poverty. I always, even till now, I feel my obligation to help my parents. So I always trying to if I hustle and make money for myself, then I don't take from them. So, I'll do whatever I got to take if I want the nice pair of shoes or a nice phone or whatever it was back in the days. Back in the days, it was pagers. So,
right. But hustling or like robbing or whatever you're going to do, selling drugs, whatever, is that Is that just more desirable, more lucrative than
I love that life.
you love it?
I love that lifestyle. Even now that I'm kind of like got away from that, I miss it sometimes.
Really?
I miss that phone call when people are like, I need you for this, because I know that I got them wrapped around my finger. You know, there was one time I remember this guy called me. He goes, I need this much heroin or whatever. And I go, well, I can't, I'm not going to go right now. I'm tired. He's like, really? You're going to let this much money go to waste? I go, check this out. I'm going to hang up the phone right now. I'm going to go to sleep. In about 8 hours when I wake up, you're going to be right there on the phone calling me because you're going to want it. And you know what happened? The next morning, I had about 6 texts. Can you please take care of me now? And I go, I thought you didn't know. I thought you didn't need me. All right, well, where you at? Well, I'm going to charge you a little bit more now. He's like, fuck. I go, you want it or not? He goes, just bring it. I love the fact, it was like a power trip to me, you know, where I know they won't need me. They need me more than I need them. And that's what, that used to just, the lifestyle is my addiction. It wasn't the drugs really, it was more the lifestyle. You know, being able to, girls would call me, you know, I need this, I need that, come kick it, let's party. You know, people would need me. And I think that's what drove me more into it, more deeper into it.
Yeah. I mean, I hear so many people I talk to from these lifestyles that are so addicted to it.
Yeah.
And if you look at if you wrote down on paper all the benefits and all the prices that they've paid for that lifestyle, it's clear that they should get out.
Yeah.
There's no question. It's like they're losing money, they're getting robbed and hurt and risking their lives, but they're addicted to it and they cannot stop.
Yeah, that's the thing with me. Like, I just got out in, what was this, September, October? I got out of county in San Bernardino. I ended up getting busted in June right here in LA. And I had this person calling me, oh, I need to get rid of, they had this bike that I've never ever seen in California. It was only a special order bike and they had one. And they were gonna sell it to me so cheap. And I made them wait and I made them wait and I made them wait. And they wouldn't sell it to anybody because why? Because they knew that I was gonna bring to them what they wanted. Because like you said earlier, people flake. And the one thing about me is I don't like to flake. And they knew that when I say something, I'm gonna do it.
You gotta have some crazy stories.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll tell you a good story. And this one, you know, so this guy comes into county and he smuggled in drugs. And we have a written rule where it's like everything. You always got to pay up the higher ups. Well, he wasn't doing that. So I'm going to day room and I feel an arm stick out. It holds me and it's one of my friends, really good friends. I mean, we're really good friends. And he's like, hey, go fuck him up right now, get him out of here. I go, all right. So I ran back to my cell. I put on my pants. And there's 2 tiers. So, I'm sorry. There's 2 tiers. So there's a bar like that. It's the second floor. There's a bar right here. So I was like, all right, I got this. So I stood up on this one, picked myself up on that, and Spider-Man'd it up. And somebody else was talking to him, you know, to distract him. So when he turned around, he swung at me, boom. And I cracked him one time, boom, he fell. And bam, bam. And I gave it to him. And I heard the COs come in, and they're like, get down. And they're just shooting. Boom, 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 boom. Rubber pellets are just flying by me, hitting me everywhere, and I'm not stopping. I just giving it to him. And I heard him say, he goes, tase him. I said, fuck that, I'm gonna shit on myself. So I fucking threw myself on the floor. And these cops got me, they fucking manhandled me. They took me to a elevator room. And they beat the shit out of me. And they one thing about them is they don't want to get fucked around with their time there. So they don't want to do any reports, any paperwork, anything. And they beat the shit out of me. They took me in a room and they fucking got me with the hose, cold water, and they fucking just put water on me, all because of that. And then they put me back in the cell. You know, and it's weird, like, especially in county, everybody they just want to do drugs, be high all the time. And it's always like, it's always about drugs. Drugs are like basically what currency is to us out in the streets. That's currency in there. I've seen a lot of stuff get done over drugs. I've seen a lot of people get hurt. It's bad. I have a friend named Mike, no longer with us. Go visit him one day, and he has these two girls right there with him. I'm trying to wake him up, and they're like, "Don't do that. Do you know how he is? Who are you?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it." So then I'm like, Mikey. And she's like, "Oh my God, who the fuck is this guy?" I'm like, "Don't worry about me, man." So when he wakes up, he's like, "What's up?" And I go, "What's up, dude?" And they're like, "Oh my God, you know him?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "What the fuck are you, bitch?" He used to have girls, and
He's a pimp.
the fuck, yeah, what the fuck are you doing? Fucking bitches, why didn't you take care of my homeboy right here? Like, we didn't even know who he was. I was like, I told you, Well, Mikey had a little bad habit of giving women Xanax. And then, whatever happened. I don't know. I can't say I've never seen it. And even if I did see it, then I would take care of it myself. But I never, And I ended up getting busted that same day. I got out a few months later, and I find out that he got beat with the crowbar or a pipe, and then thrown over the river, the bridge. When I went in, and I got out a few months later, four people that I knew from that little area where we used to hang out, 3 got murdered, and 5 people, and 2 went to prison. Now they're doing life. And it all stemmed because of drugs. And I guess like the power trip, because one of them, somebody used their own power to tell these people, basically, that one fiddler or whatever playing and all the mice are following or whatever, they can tell people what to do. And the drugs are a powerful thing, especially when you don't have any and you need them. With heroin, I've noticed with people with heroin, they, because I used to sell heroin, they will sell their mother's soul just to get that fixed so they don't hurt anymore. And these people, they got talked into doing stuff that they shouldn't have done just for, for their next fix. It's sad if you think about it. These people died, and these other people that committed the crimes, all those lives got lost over something so stupid like drugs. And this is why I say that I want to change my life, because thank God I've never got caught, but I've done some crazy shit like that where I've hurt people for drugs. And I think back and I'm like, man, it was this close from turning into something fatal. So.
Were you a disappointment to your parents
I want to say so.
for making those decisions?
I want to say I was disappointed to my whole family, because for a while actually. As a young kid, I was one of my best traits that I had was I was a good baseball player. And I used to play in a traveling team, and we were undefeated the last year I played. And it was funny, I was telling one of my friends, I go, 3 of my friends that were in that team, 2 are homeless, drug addicts, one's in prison for life. And people who see me now from back then, they tell me, we thought you were going to be a professional baseball player. I never thought that. I always thought that I'm going to be a drug addict.
Really?
I love the life. I don't want to go through all that struggles of going to college and this and that. Hell no, I want to go party. And it sucks because like a lot of my uncles, even though they love me to death, they sometimes I just look at them and they just shake their hand. They're like, what a waste.
Was it the lack of good role models?
Yeah. I don't want to say my dad was a bad role model, because he's a great man. He provides and everything. he's just not that type of a person that's like, that person to light the fire, and you know what I mean, that give you that motivation.
Motivation. Yeah.
And that's because as a kid he was abused. He lived poor in Mexico, and he wasn't raised by his father, so he doesn't have that, I guess, I don't want to say fatherly instinct, but he just never had that role model. Never had that person to tell him, you can't do this, you can't do that. My dad was just he was a lost soul, basically.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel like you had options?
Yeah.
Or a square life, and becoming doing something with your life that was not involving the streets?
Yes, I did. I had the options.
It was boring.
I'm sorry?
It was boring.
Yes, like I said, that feel of people wanting you, that's more attractive to me than going to class, going to college.
Are you an adrenaline junkie?
Yes, sir.
That's it.
I love it.
It's so much more exciting robbing somebody than working a 9 to 5.
You know what it is? It's like I said. I think it's that power trip kind of, where the people are terrified and stuff, and you have control of them, so it's like a control thing. So I think that's what gets me more. It just kind of pumps me up.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm sure there's some psychological.
I think so.
Thing, some power thing, or.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or feeling needed, or some.
It's like I read a thing where like. I know, like I remember I was reading an article one time about how people who rape people, they relish that power they have over that person at that moment. You know what I mean? And that's, it's like they're having, it's like a euphoric thing to them. For me, it's that, the drug dealing, the doing crime, going to the store and taking something. I got money in my pocket, but I want to take it just because I can, and nobody's going to stop me.
What was the lowest point of your life?
I told this to a friend of mine recently. My son, he told me, Dad, Mom told me you're a crackhead. And my kids looked up to me so much, my boys, 2 younger ones. They're from a different relationship. And when he called me that, even though I've never even smoked crack in my life, it just broke my heart. Like, they always thought that Dad was Captain America when I was just another junkie. And that just kind of like, it just, if even to this day, plays a little bit of mind games with me. Like really, like, are you really worthy of being a father to them? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on with you? Like, what's up? You gotta snap out of it. You can't be stuck in this fucking lifestyle all the time, because it's gonna kill me, which it has a couple of times almost. And I just couldn't do it no more. That just broke me down.
Were drugs ever a part of your life?
Drugs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You were using?
Oh, I've used all my life.
Oh, you have?
All my life, since I was 12 to about a year ago.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So you're clean now?
Yes.
And did that conversation you had with your son straighten you out or help you straighten?
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
I had a near-death experience recently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I had just got out. It was funny. I got arrested a couple of years ago when the pandemic started, and I had lost my job or whatever. So I did that PUA thing, and I got a hefty little amount. So when I got out, I went to this hotel, had a bunch of heroin, bunch of speed, bunch of syringes, and I'm by myself in a hotel room. And I decided, well, you know what? I'm gonna mix these two and just enjoy them both. So I put speed and heroin in a syringe, and I shot up. needless to say that heroin was too strong for me, because I had just got out from doing 8 months, and I started passing out, and I thought I was gonna die by myself. And at that moment, I got scared. Luckily, I heard a knock on the door, and I was already going out. And luckily, I don't know what happened. I don't know if God picked me up or something or what it was, but I got my bearings together, and I was able to walk to the door and open it. And when my friend walked in, he started slapping me around because he saw me. He's like, "Dude, you're pale. You're going out." And he kept me up, and I survived. You know, I just lost my cousin about a year ago to a fentanyl overdose. So I know how it is. That feeling, it's the worst feeling in the world. And you know, it's funny, it's so cliche that they say when you're gonna die, your life passes right through you. It did. All I could think about was, oh my God, I'm gonna die and I'm never gonna see my kids again. And I could just picture their faces.
There's definitely a self-destructive aspect to the life on the streets, right?
Yes.
Tell me about how that's played out in your life.
The self-destructive? Or?
Yeah, just being self-destructive, self-sabotaging. Do you find yourself not believing that you deserve something better than
I do.
Than what you're?
I'm trying to word this for you. I you know, sometimes it's funny. I've lost family members, and I remember I was at a funeral one time, and I was talking to my family, and I was like, you know, we lost my cousin, who's a Marine, decorated Marine. Lost my cousin, and I went into this thing where I was like, I told the people there, I go, I don't understand why good people leave and people like me that are fuck ups keep on getting second chances. You know, I don't deserve to be alive. I should be the one in there. He should be breathing. You know, it's weird how I do all these bad things and I continue to, the way I look at it, I continue to live on, and good people always go. You know, sometimes I feel like I don't deserve life, but I love it.
Somebody's protecting you.
Yeah.
What do you worry about? What are you afraid of at this point?
My kids going the same direction that I go. You know, it sucks because sometimes I tell them, look at me, look at all the shit that I've done. Do you guys want to be like me? And I had my son the other day, my older son, tell me, well, Dad, I mean, like, are we supposed to listen to you? Like, you're telling us not to do something that you continue to do. You know, who are you to tell us what not to do if you're not even doing it for yourself? You know, and it hurts and it sucks because they're like, I'm like, fuck, you're right. You know, it's like.
Do you think that if you grew up in a city that wasn't so gang infested, that maybe your life would have taken to the streets? I mean, the streets probably don't exist in North Dakota like they do in LA.
Probably.
Or Maine or something like that.
Right. I grew up in the 80s, 90s. I grew up in Santa Ana, which was like every corner you go in Santa Ana, there's a gang. I mean, gangs out there are just, it's like a small version of LA County. It's hard not to, you know, because I used to go to school where there's probably close to about maybe a dozen, maybe 15 different gangs in that junior high school.
Really?
There was fights after school all the time. Then I went to Santa Ana High School, probably has more gangs. And I used to remember I was playing football. I used to play the football team. There'd be shootings, broad daylight, 2 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock, shootings, boom, boom, boom. We're like, what the fuck is going on? It would, you know, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that there was maybe close to 5 shootings a week in broad daylight. People getting shot.
Is it junior high or high?
In high school.
High school.
Yeah. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock after school. Boom, 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 boom. People waiting outside in cars for their enemies to come out. Oh, there he is. Bam. Or stabbings, fights.
What is it? Is it testosterone that's behind all of this?
No, it's all these people always, you know, we're always fighting about, oh, that's my street. You can't come down my street.
Yeah, but that's testosterone.
Yeah. That's what it is. You know what I look at it? It's an ego thing, especially in men. Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
You know, our egos. If you hurt our egos, fuck, we will go to an extreme to repair it.
Yeah. No, if you remove testosterone from the equation, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
think you wouldn't have gangs.
right.
You wouldn't have gun violence. You wouldn't have a lot of things.
Yep. So yeah, I guess it's testosterone would be the thing then, huh?
If you had your life to live over again, what would you have done differently? Looking back now.
If I could do my life again,
Maybe do the exact same thing.
no,
No.
I would have listened to those teachers, those coaches in my sports, my parents, my uncles. I would have listened to them. I would have gone to school. I work now, and as I'm getting older, it's like, my dad's like, yeah, you watch when you get older, And now that I'm getting older, it's like, fuck, it's a hassle just to get up in the morning, go to work. I just had a hernia surgery. That was a pain. Like all these things, like I would have gone to school and became a doctor probably, and not have to worry about all this hard labor and all this other crap. And I could have used, I could have helped people instead of hurting them.
Mm-hmm. What was the best memory you've got from your life? Your favorite memory?
Probably the birth of my kids. I don't have a lot of good memories. And maybe you've heard that before, but I don't, because like I said, I've been running the streets forever. I've been homeless, you know what I mean? And not because I didn't have anywhere to be. It was by choice, because I wanted to be in the streets 24/7.
Really?
Yeah, but the best memories, like I said, are my kids being born. That's about the best thing, because it's like, wow, that's a piece of me. I'm gonna see if I can mold them a certain way.
You been in love before?
In love? Yeah. I'm in love now.
That's good for you. That's
Yeah,
great.
I'm in love with a woman, a great woman. Same lifestyle as me. I mean, we met when we were high not too long ago, and we were doing some crazy shit. And we stuck through each other, and now we've helped each other. We dug ourselves out of that hole, and now we're doing good.
It sounds like this might be the best point of your life right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I look at it like I got a little bit of time left to live.
How old are you?
I'm 42.
42.
But
Plenty of time.
yeah, I mean, depending on how I live, But I think, well, I'm actually, I'll probably maximize more of my life now if I go the right route. But yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time, because I was able to beat this disease again. And when I mean disease, I mean I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm a recovering drug addict. So.
What were your drugs?
Oh, anything that was water soluble, I say. You know what I mean? Anything. I've tried anything you can think of except crack for some reason. Yeah, but I've done it all. I've done it all.
What would you say is the most important thing you've learned in your life?
To cherish those people that actually care about you, because there was a one time in my life that I remember I moved out. I went to my uncle's house, and my uncle couldn't put up with me. He's like, I'm not putting up with you. You gotta go. There's nobody's gonna put up with you except your parents. Doesn't matter what you do, they'll still love you. They'll still take care of you. They'll still house you or whatever. They're the ones that are always gonna be there for you. And those are the people that I took for, I took advantage of the most, and I regret it. So yeah, it's just, even thinking about it right now, it's hard. That's why to this day I try to do everything I can for them now, because I know they try to do everything they could to help me out, even in my rock bottom days.
Yeah, forgiveness is a key component of living a happy life, I think.
Yeah.
Forgiving yourself, forgiving your parents, forgiving everyone. All right, Junior, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.